What's up, everybody? I am making an update video for you guys that are asking what's going on. So let's jump right into it, shall we? So those of you that have been following me, you know that I tried jumping off Suboxone at 3 milligrams about a month and a half ago. Failed that, and so I tapered. Just went right back on after the failed jump. I went right to 1 milligram, and I stayed there for a full freaking month. And I thought that was going to be enough, so I tried jumping off again just about almost a week ago now, a little bit less than a week ago. And you know, I'm just gonna tell you how it is here. It was too much for me, and I failed. Shit! Just kidding. No. Actually, I'm not kidding, but I did fail, and I'm kind of embarrassed to have to do this again, but I'm going to make this video because I told you guys I would let you know what's going to happen either way, and so, yeah, I'll keep doing this as many times as I have to, but, sorry, let me turn this radio down a little bit. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to do this as many times as it takes. I don't care if it takes me 100 tries. I'm going to get this shit, and I'm going to get it soon. So, lessons learned. God, that's loud. Lessons learned here are as follows. So, when you drop your dose, you don't need to wait a month like I did. You know, I've researched so much about tapering. And a lot of people say the lower you go, the slower you go. Now, I get that to a point, but 1 month, man, I should not have drug it out that long. But the reason I did that is because I thought that I would be able to just jump off at 1 milligram. It wouldn't be a big deal, but it was overwhelming. You know, it wasn't as bad as when I jumped off at 3 milligrams, but it was really close, you know, and one thing too is you'll see a lot of people say that symptoms usually don't kick in until 3-4 days. But when you are on that low of a dose, and I did notice the lower the dose, the faster the withdrawals kick in. So literally on my day one, I had 6 bowel movements, and by the end of the day, it was messy. Sorry for the TMI, but. So that shows you right there that I had cold sweats day one. I'm talking day freaking one. My girlfriend was like, "Babe, what's wrong with you? I was literally dripping sweat from my back midday on day one." And I was like, well, I guess it's kicking in already. You know, when I jumped from 3 milligrams, I was pretty much fully fine. You guys seen I went to the gym the first day, but there's just... Yeah, it was eventful. So I had the cold sweats, 6 bowel movements. I had a fever. I had anxiety. And the anxiety wasn't crazy. Don't get me wrong, but it was there. And then what else was there? My stomach was just going crazy. And then we had actually watched a documentary about Kratom that day, and that was a huge, probably not the best idea. But that, I don't know, just, I've done a lot of research on Kratom lately, and I have some, and I'm just really afraid of switching from one addiction to another, you know. I feel like I'm so close to finishing this one up that, from all the research that I've done, I'm not going to go the Kratom route. I'm not going to risk, you know, to me it really seems like when I went from painkillers to Suboxone, it's like, yeah, it's probably the lesser evil. Well, obviously Suboxone is a much lesser evil than painkillers or worse. But I don't want it to turn into some long-term addiction, you know. And anything that works is going to have a hangover, is going to have a come down, you know. I'm sorry to say, but you're not taking Kratom every day for a month, 6 months, a year, and then stopping it and just everything is happy-go-lucky. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just not possible. I mean, think about it. It's no different than when you guys started your painkiller addiction. It started off with one little Loratab 5, you know, and then it's just like, oh, that was nice. And then before you know it, you're taking, you know, multiple times a day, and your doses are going up. So, anyways, I'm kind of going off on a rant here, but I have decided against Kratom. I have decided to that jumping off at 1 milligram was too much for me. Because I feel like I've worked so hard with the taper, and I feel like I deserve somewhat of a lighter punishment at the end of the rainbow. So I'm going to continue with that, and my advice to you guys, if you're wondering if you should taper or do cold turkey, I'm going to say try going cold turkey, because there's plenty of people that can jump off a high dose and just suffer. Like, some people have high tolerance for suffering, but clearly I'm not one of those people. So yeah, I would say at least try it. You know, if you jump off cold turkey and you try it, use that suffering to your advantage and cut your dose in fucking half, guys. I'm being serious about this. You suffer for a few days, you're wasting so much. All that suffering was for nothing if you just go back to your old dose. So try just cutting it directly in half. Whatever you guys are taking, just take the dose right in half, and your body will be relieved that you're getting something at that point. And so, yeah, I felt off for a day, 2 at the max, but my body's stabilizing so fast on 0.5 milligrams. I literally have been taking it 3 or 4 days now, and I already feel just like I was when I was taking 1 milligram. So at this point, our bodies are amazing. They adjust very quickly. You don't need to taper each little thing. You know, you don't need to go from 2 milligrams to 1.5 milligrams for a month. That's just way too drawn out and long. You know, if you're not in much of a rush to get off this stuff and you just want to drag this shit out, then that's fine. But to me, it just seems like such a waste of energy and time, and, you know, it's not needed to drag it out that long. I feel freaking pretty damn good right now. Probably my only issues are at night. My stomach gets really, kind of rumbly and upset. And I feel like I'm having enough bowel movement during the day at this dose. So I think that's just my body kind of the finishing adjustments to this dose. But for the first day, it was like I had a fever. The first day on 0.5 milligrams is when I jumped from 1 milligram to 0.5 milligrams after I failed the jump off. So my first day, it was like maybe a little bit of depression, a little bit of anxiety, and what else? Oh, I did wake up in the middle of the night with restless legs. And to get rid of that, I literally was able to get rid of that with less than 0.25 milligrams. So when you're this low, it takes the smallest little piece just to get you out of withdrawals if you're in them. And for me, that the best way I can tell is if I have loose stools or back cold, like the cold sweats or whatever, hot cold flashes, whatever it's called, and restless legs. Like if it wakes me up in the middle of the night, that's when I know, my body's going into withdrawal. So I think the only reason I got that even was because I took my full dose in the morning. So I took 0.5 milligrams in the morning, and then I stretched the whole day and tried to wait till the next day. But you know what? It was a lot harder to do it that way than to take 0.25 in the morning and then 0.25 mid-afternoon, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And I'm sure that's because my body's used to getting 2 smaller doses a day. So I feel like that definitely keeps you a lot more steady anyway, rather than such a fluctuation. So, it's kind of really all about just trying different things, trying what works for you. If you're the kind of person that could take just one dose in the morning and then just let it go all the way till the next day, then do that. That way you don't have to think about it as much. But for me, it's just a much more smooth process to take tiny little dose AM, tiny little dose PM. That will get me through the night without restless legs. And then by the next morning, I'm still, I could still probably push for another hour or two or something, I'm sure. I'm not waking up like freaking out even at this dose, and that's after cutting it in half. So I guess my point is here to learn. This is just a learning thing, and push yourself to what your body can handle and what your tolerances are. If you try jumping off and it doesn't work, that's fine. It's addiction isn't so cut and dry and so easy. It's gonna be hard getting out of this freaking mess, but it does get better. I feel happier now at this lower dose than I've ever felt taking 8 or 16 milligrams. I mean, that's nothing but just a lot of foggy feelings and emotionless and zero drive for sex. Bowel movements are so hard to have. Oh, jeez, just freaking sucks. Suboxone wasn't always horrible. In the beginning, it wasn't that bad, really. And then after time, you keep taking it, it really starts to kind of turn on you. I feel like, the long-term side effects, they start kicking in pretty hard. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. I know some of you guys are still pushing through, so that's awesome. Keep going. I'm trying to think what else. I think at this point, I'm not going to set a specific date for the third and hopefully final jump attempt. I really want to get down low. And it's funny because I remember seeing a lot of people talk about getting down to 0.25 milligrams. And when you're taking a higher dose of 8 milligrams or 16 milligrams, you think that sounds so stupid. You're like, I was always thinking, that tiny little piece, why would you need to go that low? That's ridiculous. And now, since I'm experiencing it, it makes sense. It's jumping off even at 1 milligram, which is an eighth of one freaking strip, 1/8 of a strip, still was pretty damn hard. Could I have done it if I had to do it? Absolutely had to do it. I probably could have, yeah, but I just, I beat my own ass in the gym for the last 15 years straight. My body's already kind of hate me. So, I just don't want to put myself through that shock, especially where I feel like I've kind of earned a lighter withdrawal by tapering for so long, So I'm going to keep on trucking with the taper. It just makes sense that the lower you go, the easier it's going to be. It's just plain and simple. I mean, that's just what it is, So I hope you guys are having a great day, and leave me some comments if you want. And yeah, more videos coming soon. I'm probably going to stay at this dose for maybe a few more days, and then I'm going to try to lower a little bit more from there. Maybe I can do like 0.5 one day, then 0.25 the next day, and just rotate or something like that. Either way, I'm going to be dropping the dose again very soon because I feel so close to freedom that there's no way I'm going to just sit here at 0.5 milligrams. I don't know. There's just no way. I didn't come this far to give up now. So, yeah, hope you guys are having a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.